Unfortunately, people die long before their bodies give out, especially when we're talking about alcohol use disorder. When you have a mental health issue and you're consuming yourself with alcohol, whatever you're drinking on a daily basis, and it becomes not only your identity, it becomes your lifeline, it becomes who you are, it becomes mentally, physically, chemically addictive. And when you get to that point, well, you've really forfeited your life. You don't become a productive person. Your relationships suffer, your health suffers, your physical body and your mind suffers, and everyone in your circle suffers along with you. And it's very unfortunate because it's so important to get help in the earlier stages before you ever get to the late stage 3, stage 4, where you've become completely consumed. Let me tell you a little bit about the story of my wife as we continue this journey. Again, in my wife's case, and I tell this story so that other people can relate to it, so it resonates for people who are in this situation, because I'm really trying to communicate with people who find themselves in this situation, or families who find themselves in this situation. But the reality is, my wife lost her sense of purpose years before she died. I'd say the last 5 or 6 years, I'm not really sure why she was here. And if you asked her that same question, she may not she wouldn't have been able to give you the answer either. And it really had nothing to do with what was going on in her life, because she really had a very full life, and she certainly could have, and she threw so much of it away. I think depression was a big factor with her. I think there are things in her childhood that she never really ever got over. I think she worked through them in the therapy sessions that she went to, the 7 rehabs that she went to, the outpatient clinics. I think she worked on it, but I don't think she ever truly got through it, and she never, 100% committed to not stopping drinking alcohol. And a large part of it is because I don't think deep down inside she really wanted to, because it was her coping mechanism. And unfortunately, when you get to that point where there really is nothing you can do to stop, it's not just about being chemically addicted, it's deeper than that. It becomes, um, it just becomes your purpose is lost. You don't know why you're here, and you don't care if you continue to stay here. And it really has nothing to do with your relationships. It's just something that's going on within inside you. There's no exterior pressures that are pointing you in this direction. It's just the things that you speak. It's how you speak to yourself in your head, and it's how you think about yourself and your place in it. And eventually you get to the point where you wonder what you're doing there, and you're just kind of going through the motions. And I sense that with her the last 5 or 6 years. That's why it was so absolutely grueling, just to go through it. Certainly as a spouse, but also as a friend. And really, one of the reasons why I speak of this, because I think there's so many people who are suffering from this disease, and they go through the motions. They go to a detox rehab. They go to AA or Smart Recovery or LifeRing or Women for Sobriety or some kind of group therapy, and they're just kind of going through the motions. They're there, but they're not really there. They're not really committed to it. Um, they're not involving themselves. There's like a half-heartedness, and you can sense that. I sense that in Amanda. And if you have a family member who's going through this, and they go to a detox rehab, and 2 weeks later they're drunk again, because they're not doing the follow-up work, because they're not really committing 100%. Well, there might be something deeper going on. That deepness might be an anxiety, a depression, or really a loss of what the heck am I doing here? A loss of purpose. And when you have a loss of purpose, you've really lost that person's soul, essentially. And they're really in a tough place. To get that back, there's nothing any family member can do. And that's really the message for family members. There's really not a damn thing you can do, and you're just going to have to either prepare for the worst, separate yourself from that person, or if you do write it out, know that it's going to be a rough road, and that you need to prepare for the worst, honestly. A lot of people do not survive this disease, and you have to understand that. And I hope that helps. And if you would, please like, share, and comment. And when you are ready, and if you have a family member and yourself, I like to help families and the alcoholics because we do a deep dive into what's going on. Click on the link above. Go to the link tree, schedule a calendar call, do a Zoom call. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour. Do a deep dive. We go over the whole program and set up, how you're going to move forward. And again, please join me at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I go live every night right around 6 o'clock. We also have the Facebook group. It's called There's an Alcoholic in the Family. It's growing by leaps and bounds. Good support group. And again, thanks for listening.